Good morning, children. The last class we have completed the first chapter in politics, power sharing. Okay. Then today we are starting a new chapter, federalism. Before starting the class, let us recall the main points which you learned in the first chapter. Okay, we have travelled through two countries, Belgium and Sri Lanka, and we have seen the power sharing arrangements and ethnic composition in these two countries, Belgium and Sri Lanka. Okay, so what are the power sharing arrangements in these two countries? In Belgium, power has shared, but in Sri Lanka, power not shared. In Belgium, the political leaders realized that the unity of the country is possible only when they accommodate the diversity and the interest and the needs of different communities. But in Sri Lanka, the government tried to dominate the minorities, that are Dutch speaking people. Okay. So here our chapter name is federalism. So first, what is federalism? Federalism is a system in which power is divided between central government and other constitutional units. Okay, so the federalism is a system in which power is divided between central government and other constituent units. Okay. So in a federal system, there are two levels of government. There are two levels of government, or more than two levels of government. Okay. So can we call India a federal country? Yes, very good. Yes, we can call India a federal country because in India we have more than two levels of government. One is the central government or the union government. Union government or the central government for the entire country. And there are state government. And also we have one more level of government, that is local self-government. Like as community government in Belgium. Okay, clear? So I repeat, federalism is a system of government in which power is divided between central government and other constituent units. In India we have two levels of government. that is union government or central government, and each state have their own government, state governments. And also we have a third level of government, that is local self government. Okay? There are two system of government, that is federal system and unitary system. Okay, what is the difference between federal system of government and unitary system of government? The federal system of government, there are two or more levels of government, two or more levels of government. And in unitary system, there is only one level of government, only one level of government or subunits subordinate central government. Okay, so federal system there are two or more levels of government, but in unitary system there is only one level of government or subunits subordinate central government. The second one, in federal system the central government cannot pass an order to state government, which means state government is independent and it is not answerable to the central government. But in unitary system, central government can pass order to the subunits or other level of government. And the example of federal system, we can see Belgium is the example of federal form of government, and our country India is the example of federal form of government. And unitary form of government, example United Kingdom or UK, and of course Sri Lanka. Okay, so this is the two system of government, federal system and unitary system of government. Let us see the features of federalism, important features of federalism. The first one, as you know, there are two or more levels of government, two or more levels of government. Okay, so one is government for the entire country, the other is the government for states. Okay, the second one is each levels of government has their own jurisdiction in the matters of taxation, administration, and legislation. Okay, the second feature of the federalism is each levels of government has their own jurisdiction in the matters of legislation, taxation and administration. What is the meaning of jurisdiction? Legal power. Jurisdiction means a legal power. The third feature of federalism is the powers of each level of powers of each tier or level of government clearly specified in the constitution. Okay, so each level of government has its own jurisdiction, and jurisdiction of each level of government clearly specified in the constitution. Okay, then the fundamental provisions of the constitution cannot be changed by any one level of the government. That is why, because of this reason, the central government, the present central government cannot make a change in the provisions of the constitution. To make any change in the provisions of the constitution need the consent of parliament and also the half of the total legislative assemblies of different states. Okay, so it is very important features of federalism. So what is it? The fundamental provisions of the constitution cannot be unilaterally means any one level of the government cannot be changed the provisions of the constitution. Okay, then next, courts. There are judiciary in our country. Judiciary means the different courts together called judiciary. So the courts have the power to interpret the constitution and powers of different levels of government. Because of these features, in our country India, if there is a problem or if there is any serious issues made by any government, the Supreme Court or High Court can interfere. Okay, so the next features of the federalism is courts have the power to interpret the powers of different levels of the government and also the constitution. Okay, the next sixth one is sources of revenue of each level of government also clearly specified in the constitution. The government needs money, so they are getting money through different taxes. Okay, so the central government and state governments have power to find out the sources of money. Okay, that also clearly specified in the constitution. The last feature is federal system has two objectives or federal system has dual objectives. The one is it promotes unity of the country. The federalism promotes unity of the country. Federalism promotes unity of the country. The second one, it also accommodates regional diversity. Very important. It also accommodates regional diversity. So, separate question may be asked by the CBSE. What are the dual objectives of the federalism? So, the answer, federalism promote unity of the country and also it accommodate regional diversity. Okay.